want to talk about the Ukrainian woman who got stabbed to death by the black guy in Charlotte. The purpose of this video is, did an innocent woman get killed, or did a gang stalker get killed? Now, if you don't know what gang stalking is, if you're not being gang stalked, you probably wouldn't understand this video is not for you or meant for you, so you can turn away now because you won't understand it. But it's a legitimate question for people who are getting gang stalked. We all know the frustration and the anger you feel when you're getting gang stalked. And we know all your devices are being tapped, so they know where you are at all times. Plus they know, when you're going to some shit. That's when it seems like they like to, ramp it up a little bit. Or in my opinion, it seems like they like to ramp it up when you're going through something. As us as being gang stalked, it's a legitimate question, because you're always hearing about a crazy person killing this person all the time. But for people who are getting gang stalked, was it really a crazy person? Was it just random? Did a person just out of nowhere attack somebody for no reason, when you know gang stalking is real because you're being gang stalked? Now these gang stalkers, them getting hurt, it's like it damn near don't even cross their mind. And I even heard that they're encouraged to, when you get in a physical confrontation with these people, to make sure it's felony worthy. I got that off YouTube. If you don't know what gang stalking is, or you don't know what you're dealing with, I encourage you to do your research, because there's a bunch of information about it on YouTube, which has been helping me do my research and learn more about it. But who are these people who are gang stalking? I think it goes to three categories. It goes to people who are just hating on you, or racist, for one group, and another group is paid individuals, and then another one would be people who are possessed by demons or some form of witchcraft. Those are three types of gang stalkers, or gang stalking perpetrators. For me personally, I think I'm going through all three. As far as races or people hating on me, like I said in my previous videos, I moved into a majority Asian neighborhood, and they just don't want me here. So there's people who would go behind me and flash their lights all the time. And the more you ignore it, the more bold they get. Like they want you to know that you're being followed. And that's how they do it when it pertains to me. Now, a person that would be on the bus, like the man who killed the young lady, they would follow him around on foot, because he doesn't have transportation. He takes the bus. So, or at least that day he takes the bus. So that day those people are getting gang stalked. They have people actually following him around on foot. And for him, he would be noticing the same people following him around. So when you watch the video, obviously he's going through something. He seems super stressed out before the lady even got on the bus. And then he gets on the bus, and then he makes an expression like, "Oh, not this bitch again." And I totally understand that, because when I used to get gang stalked, when I wasn't aware that these flashing lights or people with these lights, you know what I mean, I wasn't paying attention to that at that time. So when I would walk in the store, I would see the same fucking people at different stores. You know what I'm saying? Or I noticed people, you know, spying on me at these stores. But there were times where I would see the same people at these different stores. So I know that to be true. For somebody to be on the bus and be gang stalked, he would be running into the same people. So when I first heard this story, and when I hear these stories all the time, the gang stalking that I experienced always pops up in my head. Like, did some random person just attack somebody and kill him? From what I've gone through, it makes more sense that this person killed someone. It wasn't random. He was getting gang stalked by that specific person. Let's go back to the 3 types of gang stalkers and why they would be doing it, right? So, like I said, you got the organization, maybe like a neighborhood watch, which don't want you in that neighborhood. You can consider that racism. You got paid individuals, you know what I mean, that I would assume that are these people who are following you around at the stores. And then you got witchcraft, because it's spiritual warfare. Now there's instances that I experienced to where I've noticed certain people fucking with me, and I'm witnessing the person who is doing it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, there's no way that somebody told him to do that at that specific time. He had to have been, that crazy hours, he had to have been possessed. And then looking at the appearance of this person, like, I've seen an old drunk guy one time waiting for me at like 1 a.m. at the gym just to flash his lights. Like, at that point I realized that person had to have been possessed by something. Like, nobody told him to be at the gym at that specific time, in that specific spot, to flash his high beams on me. And then, like I say, sometimes I roll up on them just so I can see their face. And it was this old, drunk white guy, bro. He had to have been possessed by something. And that's where you got, you know what I mean, maybe demons following you or whatnot. But that's rare. It's not like every time. I think it's a combination of all 3. But in this instance, I think that lady was probably paid to fuck with him. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't from the area. She wasn't from this country. She probably don't know the guy from nowhere. They don't live in the same area, so it would make much sense to approach somebody like that and to pay them to fuck with certain people. So I think she was paid to fuck with him. Now, do I have any proof that this is going on? Do I know for sure? No. But like I say, if you've been in gang stalk, all that crazy people attacking somebody for no reason, you know that more likely that's not the case. This is not a decent world we live in. And I hate to bring race in it because most of the people who are gang stalked are white people. For whatever reason. You don't have to gang stalk on that type of level, you know, black people, you know what I mean? Because, you know, this country has, the way the country has treated us and have us brought up in these ghettos on purpose, bringing drugs in our neighborhood on purpose, purposely making people drug kingpins in our neighborhood on purpose. You know what I mean? Government, you know what I'm saying, projects, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to go to the extreme to keep us down. So, you know what I mean, the majority of people are gang stalking. And one thing I also want y'all to take notice, a lot of these homeless people who are stuck in this homeless community are a victim of being gang stalked. And a lot of them prefer to be homeless because when you're being gang stalked, it does weigh heavy on you. You do feel like, you know, you can't, you know what I mean? You know you can't physically do anything to these people, and it's driving you crazy. And if you can get away from that, maybe staying homeless is worth it to some people. But I want y'all to understand, like, a lot of these homeless people are victims of being gang stalked and just giving up. And then a strong person, also I want you to understand, would rather kill you than kill themselves. So through my research, the purpose of gang stalking is for somebody to commit suicide, go to jail for the rest of their life, or become homeless and be lost forever. That's their goal. And like I say, they don't seem to be concerned with being attacked or hurt. Like, that's like the furthest from their mind. And then I also heard through research that once you do become in a physical contact with these people, you know what I mean, their goal is to make sure the incident is felony worthy. I confronted some of these people, and they're the worst cowardice people. And they were actually, you know what I mean, hoping that I fucking get in a physical attack with it. I've witnessed that. You know what I mean, myself. I've also learned that I'm going to make a separate video that my friends and family are also involved. And I've also learned through my research, when it's more of a spiritual level, spiritual warfare, is somebody close to you who are more likely doing some type of witchcraft on you. I'm talking about somebody like your parents. You know what I mean? You know, somebody close to you like that. I do think I'm experiencing some shit like that. I think I'm gonna keep that for a separate video. Yeah, so like I said, this is not a decent world we live in. Just look at the Charlie Kirk situation. These people don't know Charlie Kirk from saying anything influential other than racist statements about black people. If you think about it, this is why they love Trump so much. And that's the type of world we live in. They're naming people. They're willing, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's the most influential people to the masses, especially here in America, are racist. All you had to do was be in a position of power and be openly racist, and these people will follow you, call you the Messiah, hoping that you become the next president. This is the world we live in, bro. These people are not known for doing anything influential other than being racist. That's it. For these people who are calling for war over this Ukrainian woman. Like, these white people, they're well aware of COINTELPRO. They're well aware that the government is responsible for the drugs in the black neighborhoods, the redlining, the low opportunities, the low funding in their schools. Like, they're well aware of what black people go through. But all they know is hate. And if it was so many decent white people, I know they're out there. A lot of them are homeless now because they've been outcast by their own. But if there were so many decent white people, then you would see it in politics. You would see it in the courts, in the police precincts. Let's face it. If there were a lot of decent white people, we would never even got to this deportation shit that we're doing right now. Be honest with yourself. If there were that many decent white people, we would not be seeing this. And like I said, we don't live in a decent world. A lot of these people who are rich and well off, at some point in time, they've been, even if they've been ignorant to what they're putting people through for you to be rich, at some point in time, they came across this information, to whether their products that they're selling or through sweatshops in different countries, you know what I mean? Or destroying somebody's neighborhood for you to get certain products. They're aware of this. But they rather sell their soul or rather look a blind eye to keep their way of living. And that, you know what I'm saying? So, like I say, we don't live in a decent country. You know what I mean? A righteous country. We never have. So that's my question. Are just random crazy people just attacking people out of nowhere? Or are these people attacking their gang stalkers? And I believe that these people are attacking their gang stalkers. And I'm going to conclude it with that.